I mean, a lot's been said about like Rachel's reaction as well at the dinner table. What was your thoughts and take about like how strongly she reacted?
Rachel is a really interesting character. She has this very visceral reaction. She never forgives Emma for essentially something she didn't do 15 years ago, years before she knew her. And I think Rachel's unreasonableness in how she reacts is one of the big pillars of the movie, where not only is she reacting in this way, in a way that I think is completely overblown and out of line, but also what she did was worse because she locked a handicapped kid in a locker in the woods and just walked away and kind of makes excuses about, oh, like the search party found them a day later, so it's all fine and whatever. But like she actually caused harm. She just never lets go of it, right? And Charlie basically spends half the movie trying to get her to come around, and it never works, right? And to the point where she then makes a big scene at the wedding when she gives her bridesmaid speech. And yeah, like I thought that that was really well done, not just because that kind of irrationality I think is easy to make cartoonish, but they didn't. I think they portrayed it in a way where in her head, in Rachel's head, it all made sense. And because we're looking at this from the outside, we can see, you know, the double standard and how it's overblown.
I think as well with like Rachel and what's interesting about her is it's almost like how you can forgive yourself. You can rationalize what you did, like she did, was like, oh, there was a search party anyways, and like they found him, and like it wasn't that bad, and they found him the next day, and this, any other. It was just like one night. Versus how you don't have like that same level of like empathy or understanding for other people, even if what you've done is way worse, and in reality you actually caused harm, but you can try to rationalize it and be like, no, but I know I'm not a bad person. I know I'm not really like this. And really and truthfully, I'm like a nice person. That was just like a one off or whatever. Versus this is you now. And that is like who you are.
She never paid any price for it, right? Even after she confesses this to her friends, she never pays a price for it, right? This could have gone the other way around, where Charlie and Emma do not want, like, I think they get close, right? Where I think they talk about disinviting Rachel at one point because of what she did. I think that's more in the contrast of like, why is she so mad at us when we should be mad at her, kind of thing. But this entire conversation could have gone the other way, where people kind of skip over Emma and everybody piles onto Rachel, depending on how the crowd feels at that point, right? And this whole idea about who gets defined by this one mistake and who doesn't get a do-over and who doesn't get a second chance. I think the whole point of the story is that this is so arbitrary.